Yo, what is up guys? Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Dave Allen once again finds his way on another Sky Sports pay-per-view. On the undercard of Alexander Usyk versus Derek Chisora, he is going to be fighting German heavyweight Christian Hammer. Of course, this card goes down on the 31st of October. Now, where do we even start with this fight? I mean, I've got to say, this whole Usyk versus Chisora bill is looking kind of weak right now. The fact that Dave Allen is on yet another pay-per-view card is a little baffling to me, to be honest, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. One thing I will have to say in regards to this fight, Dave Allen versus Christian Hammer, I have to be honest, I make Christian Hammer a big favourite going into this fight. Now, while Christian Hammer is obviously not a world beater himself, in my opinion he's of much higher quality than Dave Allen. Christian Hammer was a very respectable amateur, and as a pro he's fought several high level guys. Most of the time when he really steps up he does lose, like the Tyson Fury fight, like the Luis Ortiz fight, like the Alexander Povetkin fight, but for the most part he does acquit himself quite well. He went 10 rounds with Luis Ortiz and gave Luis Ortiz some real problems. He went the distance with Alexander Povetkin. He went 8 rounds with Tyson Fury. And he's beaten guys like Erkan Tepe on points. And obviously, most famously, he knocked out David Price. So when you look at it, Christian Hammer is a far more proven heavyweight in comparison to Dave Allen. And as far as I'm concerned, he's just a better fighter all around in comparison to Dave Allen. Christian Hammer is much more active in the ring. He will try and apply pressure. He's got a far superior jab. And you can tell that Christian Hammer had a relatively decent amateur background. The guy can take care of himself. He covers up really well. He's got respectable defense, good chin. He's a strong guy, and ultimately he sticks around even at the highest level against top guys. Yeah, he doesn't beat the top guys, but nobody blasts out Christian Hammer. Christian Hammer is just of a higher level than Dave Allen. So in my opinion, Dave Allen really does have his work cut out in this fight. The problem for Dave Allen in this fight, Dave Allen himself is a really low output fighter, doesn't really throw many punches per round. I could see a scenario where Christian Hammer is basically just outworking Dave Allen round by round in a workmanlike performance. I really don't see this fight being anything special, but ultimately I believe Christian Hammer is going to have too much for Dave Allen. To be honest with you, I'm really surprised by this opponent choice for Dave Allen. I thought they'd match Dave Allen with somebody like that Chinese heavyweight that Matchroom have just signed. What's his name? Zili Zhang? That's who I was kind of expecting Dave Allen to fight, to be honest. But yeah, I'll be honest, I am kind of surprised by this opponent choice. I don't really see this fight being all that entertaining. And quite frankly, I don't really see it as a fight that is realistic for Dave Allen to win. So, yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss for words in regards to this fight, this matchmaking, to be honest. But there we go. It is what it is. This really should be last chance saloon for Dave Allen. The guy's had multiple chances on Sky Sports and on Sky Sports pay-per-view. The guy needs to turn up in shape and really make the most of this. If he were to beat Christian Hammer, in my opinion, that would be his best win. And it would really shock me. So, yeah, Dave Allen really needs to take this seriously. He needs to get in shape and really give it all he's got. Because all of the times I've seen this guy on Sky Sports pay-per-view, every single time, this guy's been out of shape, quite frankly. And he's never made the most of his opportunities that he's been given in his career. He needs to make the most of this one. Ultimately, if he loses this fight, especially if he stinks out the joint, this should be the end of Dave Allen on pay-per-view. Like I said, he's had so many chances to really make a name for himself, but every single time he's failed. And it's not that he's lost, it's the fact that this guy has never applied himself. For me, it's not really about the level of ability and the level of talent in regards to Dave Allen. It's the fact that the guy never applies himself, he never takes it seriously, he never trains. I don't care whether you've got 10 losses. If you go in there to scrap and you give it all you've got, listen, I'll watch you over and over again. Someone like Gabriel Rosado, for example, what's he got, like 12 losses? But I'll always watch Gabriel Rosado fight because the guy trains hard, he comes in shape, and he always gives it his all. Right? It's not about the lack of talent with Dave Allen, it's the lack of dedication, the lack of training, and the lack of, commitment to the sport. He really needs to make the most of his chance. If he loses this fight, it has to be the end for Dave Allen in regards to big time boxing. It really does. But, I expect Dave to lose this fight. I might make an official prediction nearer the time, but we shall see. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy. Peace.